Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be reading a Rengoku X Reader by Ink Hashira on Tumblr. So let's get into it. It seems that even the most stalwart of pillars and the most dedicated developers fall into the trap of the green-eyed goddess every now and then. Kyojuro likes to think of himself as a good pillar, and a good lover to you, and just a good person overall. That's all he's ever strived to become. Well, apparently not good enough. Good people. They don't feel like this, do they? They don't feel sick to their stomach when seeing the love of their life hanging around with someone else. They don't get sudden urges to take their significant others away and keep them all to himself, pampering them until all they could think of is him and only him. Of course they don't. That kind of thinking is for selfish people. It's for manipulative and restrictive and suffocating boyfriends. And if there is anything Kyojuro wants to be, it's not that. He was raised to be better than that. He is better. So he tries to break down those ceilings with a smile bright enough to combat the sun itself. Someone said that if he said something enough times, it might become true. So Kyojuro chants this every time he sees the two of you together. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's nothing to get upset over. Really. And oh no, it doesn't come true, much to his dismay. He's still deeply troubled every time he sees you with that guy. He doesn't really get it. So he goes with the most logical thing and goes up to you to introduce himself. Befriend the guy, yeah? It seems like the easiest way to dispel his worries. He's really sure your new friend is great, and if they become friends too, well, that would just build the stress in both of you that nothing is wrong. Yep, sounds like a good plan. In theory. It gets worse. Your new friend is extremely kind and welcomes Kyojuro happily. And it's all nice and good. Until Kyojuro, it just exposed even more to the familiarity and emotional intimacy between you two. You two seem like really close friends. And he's happy that you found another person to share your deepest secrets with. You act so much like you're in love with that guy instead of Kyojuro. Probably not in reality, but Kyojuro finds himself magnifying your every movement into a matter of problems. You talk about going out to shop with your friend, and Kyojuro feels like you've been talking about him since daybreak. You go out to visit your friend once every 2 weeks, and Kyojuro feels like you're over his more than your home. It's irrational, stupid, extremely and decidedly not good. He found himself getting irritated easily more and more whenever you bring up something that has the slightest thing to do with that guy. He shouldn't feel this way. It's wrong of him to feel so horrible, especially when the other guy is nothing but kind. It would be really nice if he was just plain bad. Then Kyojuro wouldn't have any problem hating him. Kyojuro finds a perfect solution, or so he thinks. It works perfectly at first. He jumps at every opportunity to join you both, whenever and wherever the two of you go out. And yet, it comes to the point where he's beside you 24/7, laughing merrily with his arm almost always either around your shoulders or your waist, in an unconscious display of possessiveness. Inevitably, you get sick of it. You take him aside to talk one day. You tell him the two of you should take a break. You hadn't meant it as a breakup, only that you should give you some personal time to spend alone with your friends, without him trailing along. Apparently, Kyojuro took it the wrong way. His smile becomes frozen, a stunned expression crossing his eyes for a brief moment, before he laughs uncertainly. There's hurt there somewhere, hidden behind the fear and mania of his laughter. You're leaving me? But why? I thought, I thought we promised to stay together forever, Ryan. Kyojuro doesn't take commitment lightly. He takes it extremely seriously and will do everything in his power to follow through. Similarly, he expects everyone around him to be responsible as well and make their promises with care. So when you once told him that you'll spend you forever with him, he expected you to follow through to the best of your capabilities. So Adam betrayed to the huge mess of confused emotions, and his grip on you tightens as he does his best to control himself, lest you get hurt because of him. I just think we need some time off. Time off, you know? Time off. He repeats. Wasn't it just the same as leaving him? It isn't. You take the time to ingrain that into his stubborn head. You just need to breathe, and he's being suffocating. Very suffocating. And that stops Kyojuro right in his tracks. He's being suffocating? Really? He thinks back to the past few weeks, where he basically trailed you everywhere, almost to the point of obsession. The past few weeks didn't feel real, to be honest. If anything, he feels like he's been dreaming all the time. And now, he's only just waking up. But it wasn't a dream. And the consequences of that is that you're here now, in front of him, upset and maybe even angry. And Kyojuro doesn't really know what's got into him to make him into the one thing that he didn't want to be. He hangs his head and apologizes from the bottom of his heart. He didn't want to do that. He never wanted to alienate you or make you feel trapped with him at all. He wanted this relationship to be as fulfilling and loving as possible. So it fills him with so much grief that he is the one who caused that to fall apart. Well, not that the relationship is falling apart. He's actually being a bit dramatic on that one. You forgive him easily, and with a sigh, tapping his shoulder to make him straighten up. As long as he's truly sorry, then there's nothing else for you to do but to forgive him. Except that's not the end of this. You've been suspicious about it for a while now, and you decided to confront him. Because solving the problem requires tackling it from the roots. He might never repeat his actions again, but the reason why he became so clingy should still be resolved. Kyojuro, tell me the truth. Were you jealous of my friend? It takes a while to connect your words to the tangle of emotions he's gone through. He doesn't realize it at first, but as he thinks, he realizes that yes, he might be jealous. After all, but that sounds so ugly and so intrinsically humane to feel so insecure like that. Now the problem has been given a name. However, everything seems a bit easier to talk through. You two make a deal to give each other some personal space to live your lives outside of each other, as healthy couples should. He agrees wholeheartedly, desperate to get your affection to prove to you that he really isn't that bad of a guy. Of course he isn't. You believe him fully. But it doesn't mean that Kyojuro will be easy on himself though. He'll work really hard and do his absolute best to become a better partner for you and show you progress in the next few weeks.